Most Americans are struggling to build financial security. And if you had a $1,000 emergency today, could you cover it with what's in your savings? If not, you're not alone. Only 41% of people can actually do that. And the fact is that 41% of people actually have savings to cover a $1,000 expense, and the rest rely on credit cards, loans, or family. But the good news is you don't have to stay stuck. So let's talk about some smart money moves you can make right now in order to improve your financial situation. Inflation is high, everything is high right now, but I promise with the right strategies and the right steps, you will prevail. And you'll be able to build a cushion and stop living paycheck to paycheck. So without further ado, let's get started with the first one being build your emergency fund. 60% of Americans are behind emergency savings, and if you're in that group, it's time to fix it. Emergencies can happen at any moment, and you just never know when or what kind of emergency is going to happen, but we need to build our emergency fund. And without building an emergency fund, when these emergencies actually do happen, you're then going to rely on credit cards or loans or family members, and you're going to end up owing those people or those companies back. So you have a medical emergency, and you actually have to put that on a credit card. Those credit cards come with interest rates of 20 to 30%, and it's just something that you really don't want to do. So we want to build our emergency fund. Now, how are we going to build our emergency fund? We're going to start small. We're going to start saving maybe $50 to $100 a month. If you're able to save more, we're going to save more, maybe $100 to $200 to $300 a month. Whatever you have left over after you spend on your bare bone expenses should be going to this emergency fund, so you're not relying on credit cards for when an emergency happens, because it's going to happen to you. So honestly, the best way to save for an emergency fund is by automating your savings. You're gonna set up automatic transfers from your checking account to an external savings account, preferably a high yield savings account. And I have a link down in the description for Ally Bank, and you can sign up and get your high yield savings account. I think they're giving about 4% yield on your money. And then the goal we want to aim for is a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Now I talk about this a lot in my videos about emergency funds because I think they're super important. So if you're going for a 3-month emergency fund, that means you have a stable job. That means you have maybe a 2 household income. But if you're going for a 6-month or a year emergency fund, then your job might not be as stable. Maybe you're in sales, or you have a single household income, which means only one person is working in your house. And if an emergency occurs, it can literally derail your financial future if you're not prepared for it. So build that emergency fund. And the second smart money move is going to be maximize your retirement contributions. Retirement might seem like it's 100 years away, but I promise you, the earlier you start saving for retirement, the better. If you start saving for retirement in your 20s, you'll be better set off than someone that starts saving for their retirement in their 30s or their 40s. So the sooner you start, the better. And there's a couple ways that you can save for retirement. The main ways that I know about is your 401k and your Roth IRA. Those are actually the best ways to save for your retirement. Of course, your 401k is your employer-sponsored retirement account, and your Roth IRA is something more outside of the employer-sponsored retirement account. And it's your after-tax dollars that you could put into, say, a Fidelity Roth IRA or a Vanguard Roth IRA. And in 2025, I think right now, you can contribute a maximum of $7,000 to your Roth IRA. So when that grows, when you're able to take that out of 59, say you have $1 million in there, because it's after-tax dollars, you already pay taxes on it. So you can pull that full amount out tax-free and penalty-free. So if you have $1 million in your Roth IRA by the age of 59 and a half, you can pull out $1 million. So definitely invest into retirement. It is one of the best money moves that you can make to improve your financial future. So some key strategies when it comes to actually investing into your retirement is to invest to your 401k and invest into that employer match. So usually a lot of times an employer will match your dollars up to a certain percentage, like my employer does 5%. So if I put 5% in, my employer will give me 5%, which is basically 10%, because they're giving me that free money. So that's free money. You don't want to leave free money on the table, so at least invest into your company's match. But then also, if you have some influx of money, maybe you got a bonus or you got a lot of overtime that just happened, you want to put that money towards your retirement. You want to put that money towards savings, because that will help improve your retirement savings when you actually end up retiring and needing that money. And also increase your contributions each year. This helps you avoid lifestyle creep. This helps with inflation by increasing your contributions every year. So say you increase your contributions by 1 to 2 or 3% every year. It will help you hedge inflation by keeping your retirement accounts ahead of the game. And the third smart money move is to get rid of credit card debt. Now, credit card debt is usually high interest, so that's a given. You're going to have credit card debt 15 to 20% interest to 30% interest on your credit card debt. I think is really one of the main things that keep people in a bad financial situation. These credit card debts are crazy. Like if you have $15,000 of credit card debt at a 15% or 20% interest rates, I mean, I can't imagine like how long you'll be paying that money off. It's ridiculous, honestly. It's crazy how much money you're gonna be paying on these credit cards. I pulled something up that says how long does it take to pay off $6,000 of credit cards? If you put a minimum payment of 3%, in 25 years it'll be paid off, and the interest on that would be $11,322. You double that minimum by 6%, that's 8 years, and you're paying $2,932, and then 4 years is $1,481. And if you balance transfer 21 months, that's $300 you're paying interest. So you can see if you're paying the minimum on these cards, you're gonna be paying for a long time, and you're gonna pay almost triple of what you actually owe on the card. So pay off these cards as soon as possible. I really think that credit cards hold a lot of people back because these interest rates, because they're paying these payments for so long, and the money they're paying for these payments are not going to savings. It's not going to investing. So pay these credit cards off as soon as possible. They're really hurting your financial future. The best way to pay these credit cards down is using two methods that I know, the snowball method and the avalanche method. And I talked about these methods plenty of times in my videos. So the snowball is paying off the lowest balance first, and the avalanche is paying off the highest interest rate first. So you just kind of pick between which one, but the biggest thing is to pay off these cards and to attack them with a vengeance, to attack them with a lot of force, because they're really weighing you down. And we need to get to the important part of life. We need to get to the smart money moves that we talked about earlier, which is investing or, saving for that emergency fund. We can't be wasting time on paying off debts, but we also can cut our expenses. Stop going out to eat, stop going for entertainment, because a lot of times these credit cards are being paid for non-essentials. So cut your expenses and cut these credit cards up because they're just not working for you. And the final smart money move is to invest wisely. Saving is great, helps you feel very secure and financially stable, but investing is where the wealth is built. You cannot save your way to be wealthy. The only way to be wealthy is by investing and making a lot of money, but then investing that money. So we want to invest smart. We want to invest wisely. We want to invest into companies that have been around for a long time. We want to invest into the S&P 500, which is a collection of top 500 companies in the US. We want a dollar cost average. We want to continually invest into the market. No matter if it's down, no matter if it's up, we're still putting the same amount of dollars into the market. So if you're putting, $200 into the market, just continue to do that every month or every week, however you want to do it, but continue to invest and stay consistent. And before you know it, you will see your account begin to grow. So which steps are you working on? Drop a comment down below. I would love to hear it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.